Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new here. And happy Monday. I hope your week is off to an amazing start. I was actually going to use a different deck this week, but for whatever reason, I felt like we should use the Wisdom of the Oracle. And I am so relieved. I don't know about y'all. We just, after this Libra full moon, Venus went direct. And even though there's some shadow stuff going on still, all the planets are direct. So this long time of feeling like nothing's moving forward, we're not making progress, we don't have the drive to even care if we're making progress, and then having I don't know about how it played out for everyone else out there, but like so many things coming up emotionally, old wounds, uh, old behavior patterns, all of these things that were coming up during this retrograde period. I mean, I feel like we just got our ass kicked by the universe. For good reason. For good reason. It's so that we can identify the things we need to work on, the things that are still an issue for us, and maybe there are things that we thought we had dealt with, that we'd worked through, that we'd resolved. And this retrograde season has really been like in your face. No, you didn't. You still need to look at that, or you still need to do that, or what the fuck are you doing? Man. So, hopefully, from this point forward, we can sleep better, eat better, and our minds won't feel like hamsters on crack running on like wheels that, like the grocery cart where the wheel just it makes all that noise. That's what my brain has felt like for months. So hopefully we're done with that for a while. So let's get our topic for today. Let's see what we've got here. Go the distance. And I feel like now we actually can. We can go the distance because with all of the energetic shifts and changes and things that have been brought to our attention to address, and we've got Mars not only back in forward motion, but going into Leo. Leo with confidence, our power, standing in a place of knowing who we are and, hear me roar. And on the card, it actually has the cheetah going the distance. And the cheetah is the fastest land animal, last I knew. But I feel like everything that we've been going through has been in preparation for this period of all planets going direct. And this season, energetically, where we're at right now, 2025, is so much about, hey, remember your dreams? Hey, remember who you are? Well, then go out there and fucking do something about it. And don't give up. Keep going. And rebirth, renewal. I know in the Northern Hemisphere, it is spring season. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's actually autumn. However, the energy right now, it's all based on the Northern Hemisphere, is very much rebirth, renewal, regeneration. We've looked at all of our bullshit, and yeah, it's not immediate. We still got to sift the bullshit. Whatever's left over, right? Some of it is just gaining that awareness that, oh, we have some stuff we need to deal with, work through, handle, take care of, drop the dead weight, cut the anchors loose, and go the distance. And we've talked a lot about our small daily habits, and I got to tell you, I mean, I'm with you. It's a struggle. I just recently went back to work after medical leave, and the industry that I work in is not like a 40-hour work week. I worked 54 hours last week, and this is our slow season. And trying to adjust I'm still on treatment. I'm just well enough now that I can work, and I want to work. I enjoy doing constructive things with my time. However, adapting to the work week, the new responsibilities that brings, the changes in schedule, the amount of hours I have in the day to accomplish the things that I want to do has become much more of a challenge, which is why the small daily habits become that much more important because I do not want to abandon my YouTube channel, my writing. I'm working on a second book, my self care. Guys, I have dusted off my rollerblades and I'm so freaking exciting about being able to rollerblade again. But in order to have the time to do that, I have to really discipline myself to really make the most use of every minute of my day. And one of the ways that is effective in doing that is to set up a routine and a schedule. Right now, my calendar looks like it belongs to, like, I don't know, a compulsive scribbler because I'm trying to set those routines in place as my schedule is changing, you know, like Monday, work out, do laundry. Tuesday, uh, prep lunch, vacuum. Wednesday, dust, work out. So that by the end of the week, my chores have been done a little bit at a time throughout the week instead of just saving it all for one day. That way, I have the time when I'm not working to do the things that I want to do, like rollerblading or uh, spending time with family, friends, self care. Just disciplining yourself to take the time to do the nice things for you and take care of your physical body, take care of your emotional body, your mental body. There are spiritual practices that I don't want to give up because my schedule got busy. So how do we make all of this work? And when we're talking about going the distance and rebirth and renewal and new things and pursuing dreams, everything in our life is a choice. What's my priority? How do I prioritize my time to make sure that the most important things get done? Where can I carve out that time to make room for what I want to accomplish? And it can be very challenging. I totally get it. I am not preaching from a pedestal. I am in the trenches with you going, how in the fuck am I going to do all this stuff? And it's just a matter of, okay, what is most important now? Am I more concerned? Because honestly, today with the videos, I had to discipline myself because I am totally geeked out about springtime and flowers and gardening, and I have projects that I want to do with the flowers and things like that. However, I also know I had planned that for next weekend just because it's sunny today and I happened to look at the flowers and get that, like, that's next weekend. That's when I have carved out time for that. I cannot do that this weekend because I did not set aside that time the way that I structured everything. I needed to do my videos and I would not have time for both. So the flowers have to wait. Even though I was so excited about it, I'll be that excited next weekend when I did set the time aside for that. Sometimes the best thing we can do is say no to ourselves, and that's that discipline. And again, creating the rituals and the habits and the schedules. Because when we sit down and really look at how am I using my time, you'd be amazed how much time you actually have that's just kind of getting away from you because it's no different than making a budget for your finances. Time is a resource, no different than money is a resource. And if we don't strategically use it, we're wasting it. It's like taking money and just throwing it to the wind because we didn't invest it, we didn't manage it. So, if we're going to go the distance, we have to really look at where we want to go, A, and B, how are we going to get there? And most often that means that we're going to have to readjust our day to day in a way that allows us the time to go after those projects, that education, that new pursuit, the hobbies. We've got to schedule fun. Life gets too serious. If you're going to go the distance, you're going to have to figure out how to have fun or you're going to burn out. And taking the time to rest, making sure we protect our downtime, our space, our alone time, and keeping those proper boundaries in place because everyone and their brother is going to need something from you if you allow that to be an open door. Sometimes we have to close that door. It doesn't mean anything about the other person or how we feel about them. It's about how we feel about ourselves and what's important to us, and making sure that we protect our priorities, our energy, and our resources are the two things that if we squander, we're not going to go the distance. So really evaluate how you can make that space. How can you lay out your schedule to free up time? How can you consolidate tasks so that you have accomplished multiple things in this one block of time instead of in multiple blocks of time? And by that, if you enjoy podcasts, listen to the podcast while you're cleaning your house or driving to work, or combine things so that you're still accomplishing all the things you need to, but you're doing them in smaller chunks, so that leaves this part of the day open for the things you want to pursue. So I'm going to keep the videos short. I'm trying to keep the videos short, not only for my schedule but for yours, because if you're listening to me, you're not working on your shit. So sit down and really think about doing a budget for your time in the same way that you would do a budget for your finances. When we look at our time as money, because it is, why do you think an employer pays you a certain amount of dollars per hour? They're placing that value on that hour of your day. And think about that the next time you're doing something mundane to save $8. Would you work for someone for $8 an hour? Probably not. So instead of squandering your time on things that aren't important, put a dollar amount on your hour. What is your hour worth to you? And how are you spending it? It makes you more cognizant of what your time is worth. Just to think of it as money. Like you're opening your wallet and taking cash out every time you are just la 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 squandering away some time on Facebook scrolling, or it's not invested. Do we need downtime? Yes, we do. Schedule that too and honor that. But be mindful of where you are spending your time. So I hope this helps. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will talk to you soon.